Hello friends, I'm Shelly Clough and this is day 4 of 12 days of watercolor Christmas cards. This is today's card. We're going to paint in the sun winter scene, and if you can see here it's got a little bit of silver metallic there kind of sprinkled over it, which is fun. So I am going to go ahead and grab my paper here. This is just Canson XL watercolor paper that I have trimmed down. I have the paper and the trimmer that I used listed down below, and I am just going to tape this card to hold it down while I am painting. So this one, I don't love painting in ways that have to be super precise. I like painting in ways that are a little bit more forgiving. So that's why on this, you'll notice that my edges are not perfect because I didn't want to worry about taping a perfect rectangular shape, but I let the edges sort of soften out. So that is kind of the vibe that we are going to go for here. So to start, I am going to grab this Princeton Neptune brush in a size 6. These Neptune brushes hold lots of water, which is going to be nice for our little background wash. So I'm going to start out with this Prussian blue color. I actually decided after I painted this initial design that I wanted my final design to be a little bit brighter of a blue, but you can decide if you like kind of the moodier blue, you can go with more of an indigo color, and the Prussian is a little bit brighter of a blue, so I thought I would see kind of how that goes. So there is my Prussian blue, and then I'm going to start by just sort of loosely being centered on my page, making some deeper marks. I'm going to start up at the top with those marks, and then dip my brush in some water and use that water to help that color kind of travel down. I'm actually going to rinse my brush so that it's clean and just wet. So it's really sort of washing that color out. And I like those sort of playful edges, so I'm just trying to soften up the edges a little bit as I go here. And it helps to work kind of quickly, but you can just re-wet an area if you feel like it's drying on you. And so I want it to get a nice gradient from sort of top to bottom here. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I may tinker with this top line just a little bit. Make it go a little bit higher. So this is, with watercolor, you can increase the area of what you're working on pretty easily. It's making things smaller that's tricky. Now you can see here, I'm just sort of dancing my brush around, dropping a little extra color here and there while that whole surface is still wet. It's just going to give a little bit of dimension to this sky, so it's not so flat looking. So now what I want to do is make sure that this area is dry before I put my trees over the top of it. So I'm just going to let that dry and then come back. Okay, so this is dry now, and I'm going to go in now with a size 4 brush. It's my size 4 Da Vinci brush, and I am going to get indigo now, and I want that to be a nice pigmented color, and I don't want tons of water because I'm going to be working really small and concentrated. I still want a little bit of a puddle, but I'm not adding lots of water as I go here, just enough to kind of make sure the paint can move around, and I want lots of pigment in that. So now I'm going to add some little trees. So when I go in to make a tree, the first thing I do is I start with a little line down the middle. I try to make it as skinny as I can, even with little breaks in it. And then I am going to go a little ways from the top and then start just kind of dabbing my brush back and forth like a little zigzag shape, and trying to wiggle my brush a little bit so it's creating sort of some textured marks. And I want this tree not to be symmetrical. So I'm purposely trying to change the direction a little bit as I go back and forth, and trying to make sure that the middle of my tree has plenty of body to it. So I don't want to do like this where it's sort of mostly body on the sides with like a weird line down the middle, because we actually can't see very much of a tree's trunk because there are branches in front of us that are blocking the view of it. And that's what happens when we paint thicker in the middle there, it captures sort of that center part of the tree. Okay, so I'm just going to take that down, and we're going to do a little bit more to that in a minute, but I'm just going to add a few more trees here, just kind of staggering their heights and where they fall to, just doing that same kind of tapping my brush back and forth, making sure there's little breaks here and there, almost using a little zigzag motion. Then I sort of flatten it out at the base. You can't actually see the trunk. It's like the trunk disappears into the snow. I'm going to do just a little guy right here. And while these are still wet, sometimes I will tap a little extra color in at the center. And then I'm just going to paint one or two over on this side. So way over here on the edge, paint a little tree. And then we'll do a little one kind of coming all the way down to this front area here. Just little zigzag motions. Okay, so now I've got those trees, but they don't look very exciting yet. So what I'm going to do is rinse my brush out, kind of scrape it off so it's a clean, damp brush. And then I'm just going to touch the bottom of those trees and kind of fan them out a little bit. Kind of pull them off to the side a bit. So I'm just softening the base of them and letting them tickle downward. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more pigment onto my brush with some water so I can kind of deepen that up a little bit and make some little marks in the snow here. And this is where I like having it sort of, come down out of that area that we painted initially. I feel like that makes it look sort of fun and wintry. All right, and now you can leave it here if you want. Something that I think is fun is adding a little bit of silver sparkle to this. So I found this iridescent calligraphy ink, which is a really fun silver embellishment. I'm just going to drop a little bit into my dish here. And you still want to add some water to this. So I'm going to go in with my Neptune brush so that it's big enough to kind of capture that. Add a little bit of water so that this is puddly. And again, this little dish, I just found it at the thrift store. It's just a little ceramic or porcelain dish, which are great. Ceramic or porcelain is such a nice surface for painting on. But I'm loading up my brush with that silver, and then I'm just going to tap it on my finger over that kind of winter scene. All right, I think I feel good about that. Let that dry, and then we can pull our tape off. All right, that is dry. Now when I pull my tape off, I just do that at a 45-degree angle so it doesn't rip my paper. Just got a little fuzz right there. And sometimes my card will curl a little bit. I just sort of bend against the curl that it started to make. And there is my card with those fun metallic accents. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel so you can catch the rest of these 12 days of watercolor Christmas cards. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.